Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today are we reviewing When You Finish Saving the World from A24. So When You Finish Saving the World is directed by Jesse Eisenberg, and it feels very much like something you would expect from him, particularly from his early work, whether it be something like Adventureland or some other movies that he's put out that kind of have that unsettling and uncomfortable tone to them, while still trying to add some satire and say something about the way that people interact with the world, particularly with Finn Wolfhard and Julianne Moore's character. They play a mother and son who both are people that are pretty oblivious to the world around them, and they kind of have a savior complex where they feel like they are someone bigger than they are and feel like they need to push that on other people. I think both the leads give fantastic performances. Finn Wolfhard plays Ziggy, and he is an aspiring musical artist who performs his music on a live stream service, and he's trying to get more into the political realm. He doesn't really understand why politics are important or why any of these things are important, and he's kind of leveraging it to grow his audience. And I think that has a lot to say about kind of like our modern society and kind of performative activism when we do things to look good and to create attention for ourselves without really caring about what we're saying. And it's really an interesting aspect in a film that I haven't seen explored really in depth from any other film, so I like that they try to interject kind of this new thing that's going on with the world. He does a great job of playing a very angsty teenager that's really naive to the world, someone who doesn't fully understand what's happening but feels like they need to make a statement or be seen or be performative. And I feel like that is a lot of people when it comes to young teenagers. They kind of just want to be seen and they want to feel like they're doing something and doing something big in the world. So I think he does a great job of coming across there. And his conflict with his family is also very well acted and well written. Julianne Moore, on the other hand, plays his mother, who is running a women's shelter. She is someone who feels like she knows better than anyone. While she is doing a lot of good in the world, she's very oblivious to how she's interacting with other people and pushing her ideas and her ideas of what it means to be successful on others. It's really interesting seeing their two stories in parallel because you have a mother and a son that are both kind of striving for almost the same thing, but doing it in very different ways and being in very different parts of their lives. And I like the way, without going into too many spoilers, that their stories kind of collide and they kind of come together and grow as individuals while coming together at the same time. I will say right away, this movie is almost intentionally uncomfortable at times. It's something you expect from Jesse Eisenberg. A lot of his characters and a lot of his roles in his early career were kind of cringy and uncomfortable, and this movie does that in the same way, kind of building on that political satire of two people that are just so obviously not understanding the world around them. But I do think that melancholy helps kind of elevate the film. In a way, this movie can be difficult for some people to watch, and it is a little bit slow, but it's under an hour and a half long. It's definitely something worth checking out if you like these types of films. And the themes of people having hero complexes and trying to change the world in their image, thinking that they're doing best, really come across. They may be just a touch heavy-handed because obviously this movie kind of pushes the level of satire and comedy to where it's almost unbelievable that these people would actually act this way and think that they can get away with acting this way. In particular, there is a scene involving Finn Wolfhard's character where he's using work of another person to kind of create a song to create popularity, and he's so excited that this very, very political and powerful message made him money. He doesn't really seem to care about what the message is. He feels like he's making a difference with kind of missing the point. And I think that was one of the best scenes in the film. And additionally, Julianne Moore's character is trying to push her idea of what success is on a young man. She's trying to push him to be a person that goes to college. She thinks that his current work of working in an auto body shop is not worthy enough. It's that he should do more than that with his life. And kind of that's the same idea of that elitist idea that simple jobs that are actually very important don't really mean anything, and you need to go to college and be a social worker and build a nonprofit and do these things to be successful and make a difference. And I think those scenes with her kind of finally breaking down and understanding that she is wrong were some of the best in the film as well. So overall, I thought it was a pretty enjoyable little film, and I would actually give it a 7 out of 10. I personally like Jesse Eisenberg's work in the past, and this feels very reminiscent of that. Like I said, I think the performances are very solid. I think the messages are important, and the use of satire helps get them across, if not just a little too strong getting those across, but I think it works. So if you end up checking out When You Finish Saving the World, let me know what you thought about it. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you like it a little bit less? How did you feel about the messaging and the tone? Do you think it worked? Or do you think that it was a little too heavy-handed? I think that's the one aspect that people might not like about this one, because the characters, while they can feel somewhat relatable, they feel very stereotypical and people that you wouldn't think could exist in the real world. So I'd be really interested to see what you think about that. So again, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.